Hi there, it's Karina Smith-Gadke, the Township of Leeds, Thousand Islands, and I'm the mayor doing the council catch-up for May 2024. We called our meeting to order at 6:01. We started with a public meeting, which is in regards to a road allowance accessed at the end of the west end of Beaver Road, and that was held in accordance with the Planning Act, and that is to collect any public comments or concerns or questions in regards to the application that's come forward. Then we moved on to our council agenda, which was at 6:30 p.m. We played the national anthem, and then we adopted the agenda with an amendment to add the planning meeting in regards to Beaver Road, and that mainly was because we'd already had a public meeting in regards to this issue previously, and it needed to come forward in order for the planning application to be finalized. We did have a declaration of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof from both Councillor Kelman and Councillor Jameson, who had disclosed a conflict regarding a grant application for the organization they are both members of, so they stepped out when that motion came forward. We moved forward. There was no in-camera meeting. We moved forward with the adoption and receipt of minutes for April 8th. Public meeting minutes, May 6th, public meeting minutes, April 8th, council meeting minutes, May 6th, committee of the whole meeting minutes, and the March 26th, 2024 committee of adjustment meeting minutes. Those were accepted and passed. Moving on to staff reports, we had a zoning bylaw amendment application for 311 Stratford Road, file number D14 2024-004. Also the 2024 cemetery grant program, as well as the 2024 community grant spring intake, as well as tax adjustments received under sections 357, 358, and 359 of the Municipal Act. And so those were included in the staff reports, as well as the 2024 Youth Bursary Awards. So we were very pleased to present checks to Seth Morency, Claire Warren, and Sierra Walpott. So all three of these winners received checks from the township to help them with their post-secondary education, and they were presented with those checks at the meeting, and their family and friends were here. So it was very heartwarming to see them going off to pursue their dreams and hopefully come back to us and do great things. Moving on to information items, Lansdowne Storage Environmental Assessment EA update. So JL Richards is our engineering firm that is handling the potential upgrades for the Lansdowne wastewater system. We're currently just on the water system. It's been made known to us many months ago, 2 years ago, that we have insufficient storage for firefighting purposes, and that needs to be addressed. But also we have a number of planning applications that have come forward in regards to development within the settlement boundaries of Lansdowne, and in order to move forward with that, we needed to make sure that there was sufficient potable water. We have enough for sure right now. We actually have a little bit of a buffer, but if we want to move forward with larger developments, we need to address the water storage for the future for the municipality. Last summer we had a fire just outside of the village limits, and we drained our water tower in 4.5 hours, and it took almost 48 hours for it to regenerate. So these are important things that we need to take care of now and going into the future. We also had information items from Cattle Rock Waste Source Protection Committee, which is in regards to the discontinuation of private well testing program and the closure of the Kingston Public Health Laboratory. Township of Elizabethtown Kitley also had a piece of information regarding the phased out of private well testing, as well as Loyalist Township Public Health Laboratories letter. So our municipality chose to send a letter supporting the Cattle Rock Way Conservation Authority's strong letter supporting keeping those facilities open. We know that private well owners need to be able to test their wells on the regular basis so that they can be confident that their drinking water is not contaminated and won't hurt them in the end. We went through the 2024 surplus fleet sales, as well as the introduction of Fire Pro 2 record management system for fire services. This will help move our fire system into the 21st century in that they can actually take their notes while they're in the field on site to an incident to ensure that comprehensive notes are taken, not lost or forgotten, and it's done right in real time on scene. We had an Integrity Commissioner report, Code of Conduct complaint, as well as the 2023 Annual Integrity Commissioner report. Both of these items from our Integrity Commissioner, who is Tony Fleming, resulted in nothing coming forward as far as Code of Conduct breaches. However, it was pointed out by one of our counselors that it did cost us in excess, I believe, of $6,000, which is from the taxpayer as well. So it's there for a reason. If we do anything that people are concerned with, they can go to the Integrity Commissioner, but any of the complaints that have been received to date have been unfounded. So moving along to the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation and their 2023 annual report. So if you have any questions about your property tax assessment, the MPAC is the one you need to reach out to. There is something called a request for reconsideration, which you can file any year before March 31st to protest the value on your property, or if you have any data that puts the value at less than what you're being taxed at. We also got CRCA's audited financial statements, also some letters from the town of Prescott, Hastings County, town of Smith Falls, and a letter from the Multi-Municipal Energy Working Group. So those items, those information items, are found on file online if you'd like to see them and read them in depth. We had no delegations or presentations. We went forward with a application for a zoning bylaw amendment for 2134 Blue Mountain Road, and that was in regards to increasing the maximum permitted setback from Blue Mountain Road for any structure on the property from 70 meters to 110 meters, and to permit the day use of a temporary travel trailer prior to receiving a building permit for primary dwelling for a period of up to 2 years, and further to rezone a portion of the subject lands to include a holding zone classification to protect an identified significant wildlife habitat feature. So that did pass as well. The 2023 Building Revenue Expense and Reserve Fund report. We received the annual Building Revenue Expense reports, as well as information that is going to be posted publicly to the TLTI website, and that council approved the transfer of $110,895.39 into the Building Department Reserve Fund. What people may not know, the Building Department operates solely based on the revenue generated from building permits. So the general taxpayer does not pay into building and planning, building, I should say. It is funded by the people paying the fees for building permits. Any additional revenues go into a reserve fund. So on years that we may not have as many building permits coming through, we can ensure that we can continue to keep the regular amount of staff, as well as catch up on some other things. We work hard at trying to make sure that we're answering calls as quickly as possible. We also approved the Beaver Road private lane extension on the west end. We also removed 2 properties from the Township Municipal Heritage Register, and that was 4520 County Road 2 and 14 Ivy Drive that were removed. This was in consultation with the Heritage Committee. We also awarded training services, consultation policy and communication for Indigenous land acknowledgement, communication and consultation policy and training services to Arcadis Professional Services Canada at a total value of $39,630.80. We also created a recreation working group, terms of reference, so that will be Councillor Kelman and Councillor Lackey, who will be working on that group and with some other members to figure out where we might like to go with our recreation programming in the future. Councillor Fody brought forward outdoor court fees for 2024 season recommendation. Staff was directed to bring forward a report outlining the options for reservation of outdoor court fees for the 2024 season for council's consideration at the future of Committee of the Whole. This is important because we've had multiple discussions in regards to the costs associated with reserving courts. So the courts are open to the public at any given time unless they are reserved. You pay a small nominal fee to reserve the courts at the time you reserve them to ensure that you have first right of refusal. So there's been some concerns in regards to basketball, tennis, pickleball use, and the people that want to have it dedicated for certain uses. So this will be a report coming forward that we will consider at that time. Councillor Lackey brought forward amended parking bylaw for township special events so that it can include parking sign slip covers for special events in the township, which will alleviate us having to give tickets for people parking in no parking zones. So when we have some larger events, whether it be the Turkey Fair, Lansdowne Fair, the rodeo that's coming up here in the village of Lansdowne, you can look for those bags over the signs so that there's no issue with parking for those large events. Under the mayor's update, I reminded everybody that there are a number of events coming forward. May 21st, we have our Touch a Truck event here at the municipal building. It's from 1 until 6, and that is based on, it's a free event. We would ask though, if you could bring an item for the food bank. We will be making a donation to the food bank after that, and we also will be having a barbecue at that time. 1 o'clock till 6 p.m. And we have equipment from the counties, OPP, paramedic services. We have a lot of great things here for the kids to touch and see. Also, the Lansdowne Fair board is putting on the first annual rodeo event here, which is the 24th and 25th of May, I believe. So please look on social media and online for more information in regards to that event so that you may participate locally, and who knows what we'll get to see here in the village. We passed 3 bylaws, the bylaw to amend zoning bylaw for Blue Mountain Road, and a bylaw to amend zoning bylaw for Stratford Road, and the confirmation bylaw, as well as the bylaw for Beaver Road. And then we adjourned, and it was about 10 to 9 p.m. So if you have any questions or concerns about the agendas that are posted or the meeting minutes, you can also always reach out to myself or any of the council members. We're happy to answer any questions at any time. Also keep in mind that Committee of the Whole is open to the public to ask questions. You're welcome to come and sit in the gallery, or you can join us online and put your hand up using the raise your hand function. Or if you'd like to come and see the decisions being made at council, please do so. But we usually reserve public comment for Committee of the Whole. So that's it for the May 2024 Council Catch-Up.